So yesterday we were discussing about Indian laws. So we discussed about ITI. We were discussing about ITI yesterday. So we'll continue with that. We discussed about Evidence Act also, that we have done with Evidence Act. Okay. I'll just brief you about the Evidence Act first. I will share you this PPT so you can study from this. So we were done with Evidence Act. Okay. We were done with Evidence Act. We told history of Evidence Act. Okay, when was it? And the parts in Evidence Act, all these were finished, and there were some sections in Evidence Act that you have to study, that is section 45. Okay, read with 293 CRPC, that is where you give evidence testimony. Okay, then opinion of experts, opinion of people who are not expert, that also you have discussed yesterday, that is from 48, 49 section. Okay, 47, 48, 49, 50. So read that. We have discussed all this. Then how to examine witnesses, what are the process of examination, what is examination in chief, what is cross examination, what is re-examination, all those things were done yesterday. So that's also fine, that's done. That is from 137 to 140 Indian Evidence Act. Then there are some sections that you have to study, that is about electronic evidence. Okay, leading questions, yesterday we discussed all these sections. So hostile witness, who is a hostile witness, that is given in 144. Impeaching credit of witness and refreshing memory. We are done with all this. So now we'll move on to IT Act. Okay, so we had started IT Act, Information Technology Act. So it contained 94 sections divided into 13 chapters and 4 schedules. Okay, applies to the whole of India. And why was this created? It was created because United Nations Commission on International Trade and Law, they adopted something for a cyber crimes. They adopted a law. Okay, that is the modern law on electronic commerce. Okay, so after that, General Assembly of United States told all its member countries, they told all the member countries to adopt some laws for cyber and digital purposes. Okay, adopt some cyber laws, so that entire countries under UN will have same kind of laws, right? So India was the 12th country. India was the 12th country to enable that law. Okay, and it is known as Information Technology Act of 2000. So what were the main objectives? The main objectives were to grant legal recognition to all transactions done. So whenever you are doing a transaction using electronic exchange of data, you have to get a legal recognition for that. Okay, that nobody can hack your data. If somebody hacks your data, they have to get some punishments. So you are protected by the law, right? Just like in common Indian Penal Code, you are protected by the IT Act when you are doing something online. Okay, electronic transactions. So that is first thing. Then give a recognition, digital signature. Digital signatures are used now. Okay, so give legal recognition that they are legally, it's valid. Digital signature is legally valid. So they gave legal signature a digital recognition. Facilitating the electronic filling of document. You know, when you came here also you filled your documents electronically. You didn't come here and give a document. So all those things comes under the Electronic Act or IT Act. Okay. Storage of data. We've discussed all these points yesterday. So yeah, now we are going to deal with the important section. So today's lecture will be about some important sections in IT Act. Okay. The first one is section 43, penalty and compensation for damage to computer system, etc. Okay, that is one. Then section 65, that is tampering with computer source documents. Section 66 A to F, computer related crimes. Okay, you have to study all this. I will explain to you all the crimes. So section 66 A to F, okay, computer related crimes. You have to read those crimes with IPC sections. Okay, when you are reading those crimes, read it with IPC section 66D and 415 IPC. Then section 67 A to C, okay, punishments for publishing and transmitting obscene material. Then section 75. Yesterday we discussed about section 75. If somebody from outside India commits an offence, he is punished under section 75. So today we will start reading all these sections. Though may be boring for you guys, but still you have to learn law. Okay. So first one is section 43 of IT Act. This is IT Act, Information Technology Act. Okay, this is IT Act. You can see. Okay, this is IT Act. You can see legal recognition given to all the documents. Okay, I showed you objectives. Now we are dealing with section 45. What is section 45? Penalty. Section 43, sorry. So So, section 43 deals with penalties, okay, deals with penalty or penalty and compensation for damage to computer or computer system, okay. See, if any person without permission of the owner or any other person who is in charge of the computer system or computer network accesses or secures access to such computers or computer system or network, that is one. So, there are many criteria mentioned, okay. There is one person's computer, if somebody accesses that computer without their permission, that is a crime. Okay. Downloads or copies, extracts data from computer. Okay. So, for example, our main character A was here. A has a laptop. Okay. A had a laptop. A had a laptop, fine, and B was there, and A left his laptop in his classroom. For example, he brought the laptop to classroom. Okay, he left his laptop in the classroom, and B came, took his laptop, okay, and downloaded something or copied something from it. He came, he copied some files. Or your notes, you had so many notes, A had so many notes in his computer. So, B came without asking the permission of A, B copied some files, copied notes, all the notes. So, he can score well, I guess. So, he copied all the notes, B copied all the notes. So, what is this? This is a crime, this is crime punished under, it is a crime which is punished under section 43 of Information Technology Act. You can sue B, A can sue B and he will be punished. C, downloads, copies or extracts any data, computer data based on information from such computer system, network, including information or data held or stored in any removable storage medium. Okay. So, first thing is, if any person without the permission of the owner or any other person who is in charge of the computer, okay, he downloads the copies. So, he downloaded something or he copies something, okay, that in that case he copied all his notes, okay, that is a cyber crime, okay, without your permission you can't do anything, that is a cyber crime, okay, you have all the authority to sue B. Then another one is introduces any viruses, okay, B plugged in some pen drive, there was virus, okay, that caught in your computer also, that means B did a crime. Without your permission, whoever touches your computer and operates it, it's a crime, okay. Damages or causes damage to any computer system. So, these are all different subsections or criteria, like what are the criteria? He copies something, he puts viruses, he damages something, okay, he damages some file, all those provisions are given here. So, it is better you read destroys, deletes or alters. So, this A had the computer, right, B came and copied his file. So, think that B, so B's motive here was to copy the file and study, right, fine, okay. Now, we will change the motive of B. B just wanted to delete all these files. We just wanted to delete all these files. So he came and deleted all the nodes. Okay. B didn't want the note also, but B didn't want A to study or A to score. So he opened his computer and deleted all the notes. Okay. So that is also a crime. He didn't copy anything, but still he altered the system, right? Still he deleted something. That is a crime. Okay. It's mentioned here. See, destroys, deletes or alters any information. If it destroys, deletes or alters any information, that's a crime. Okay. There are so many mentioned here. We won't be reading everything. Computer virus is also defined here. Okay. So there is compensation for failure of protect data. We don't need that section. So section 43, you will have to read about section 43. Okay, it's very simple. It's written in simple words like damages or cost damage, disrupts or disrupts any computer network. Simple words is written. So read this section 43. Okay, penalty and compensation for damage to computer system, etc. Fine. So read that 43. The next section we will be dealing with is 65. Now we are going to deal with 65. Tampering with computer source document, tampering with any documents or evidences, whatever it be. So what does 65 tells? Whoever knowingly or intentionally conceals, destroys or alters, or intentionally or knowingly causes another to conceal, destroy or alter any computer source code used for a computer program, computer system or computer network when the computer source code is required to be kept or maintained by law for the time being in force shall be punishable with imprisonment up to 3 years or fine which may extend up to 2 lakh or with both. Okay. If you are tampering with any source codes in a computer, okay, if you are tampering with these evidences also, any source code, for example, you are working in a company. Will give a job, okay, let him work in some company, for example Dell. He is working in a company Dell. Okay. So what A did, A changed some source codes. A changed certain source codes of their company environment, company systems. They changed some source codes and disrupted all the networks. All the computer networks were affected. So A did a crime under tampering. Okay, he tampered with something and causes alterations. It causes some alterations, and because of that, A can be punished under 65, section 65 of IT Act. And in IT Act, when you do some crimes, punishments will be less, but the fines will be very much. Okay, in IPC and all, fines will be like 5,000, 10,000 and all, but in IT crimes, okay, you can see the fine. 3 years is imprisonment, or with fine which may extend to 2 lakh rupees. You have to pay 2 lakh rupees as fine. Okay, or with both. Just for a tampering, you have to pay 2 lakh rupees. For all those crimes, when you're doing something, so don't try to do anything on someone else's computer. Okay, if they give a case, you have to pay the compensations. Okay. Then the section which we are having is, yes, tampering is finished. That's section 66. Computer related crimes. Most of the computer related crimes is given in section 66, that is from A to F. A to F means they are mostly amended. Okay, amended sections. Amendment means you are changing, without changing the entire book, you are just adding some more sections. Okay, that's why A to F is there. If you are adding more sections, okay, then will be F will be FGH, it goes like that. Fine. So section, thank God we don't need to move again. So section 66 is computer related offense. If any person dishonestly or fraudulently does, see, dishonestly or fraudulently, what does that mean? Mens rea. Okay, so mens rea won't be mentioned directly in any of the law books, but mens rea is present. Okay, by these kind of words, mens rea is present. That just shows that mens rea. Okay, or the criminal mind. Okay, guilty mind. Okay, so if any person dishonestly or fraudulently does any act refers to in section 43. You have seen section 43, right? Just now we read section 43, right? So it shows so many tampering with computers, deleting something, introducing virus, all those things. So if any person dishonestly or fraudulently does any act referred to in section 43, he shall be punished with imprisonment which may extend to 3 years, with fine which may extend to 5 lakh rupees or both. Okay, so what did we do? Our A's computer was here. Okay, A's computer was here and B was here. He just deleted A's notes. Okay, he just deleted his notes. Okay, so if A complies under the IT Act, what is the fine for B? Poor B didn't know anything, right? He will get at least jail term which may extend to 3 years. Okay, which may extend to 3 years, or fine which may extend to 5 lakh. Okay, or both. The court will decide. Okay. So think, you're just opening someone's computer and doing something. Okay, look at the fine and look at the term we will get. So stick to your own computer. Okay, don't do anything some other's computer. Fine. See, 5 lakh just for deleting some files. 5 lakh is gone. So stick with your own computers. Extend to 3 years, or with fine which may extend to 5 lakh rupees or both. Okay, you may sometimes go to jail also, you have to give the fine also. It depends on the court. Punishment for sending offensive messages. So 65A starts here, that is punishment for sending offensive messages. So any person who sends by means of a computer resource or communication device any information that is grossly offensive and has a menacing character, any information he knows to be false but for the purpose of causing annoyance, inconvenience, danger, obstruction, insult, injury, criminal intimidation, enmity, hatred or ill will persistently by making use of computer resources or communication device. Any electronic mail or electronic message for the purpose of causing annoyance or inconvenience or to deceive or mislead the addressee or recipient about the origin of the message shall be punished with imprisonment which may extend to 3 years and with fine. So simple section, what does that tell? It's a simple section. Okay, it's very colorful. Okay, 66A, what does it tell? You have a mobile phone. Okay, a mobile phone, or A and B is here. A is sending some unwanted text or obsessive text, okay, or telling something like this thing happened, you have to go, like April Fool message you tell, right? You tell so many misleading messages to your friends. Okay, do that only on April Fool. Okay, if they complain to you, will go to jail. So any misleading message, or what, grossly offensive messages, anything that is offensive, even bad words and all can come in offensive messages. Okay, so anything that is offensive he sends to B, and if B gives a complaint based on IT Act 66A, A will be punished for at least 2 years. Okay, he will be punished with attendance which will be almost 2 years, okay, or with fine. Fine. That is about 66A. So, don't try to send all these offensive messages to anybody, okay. Girls and boys will be receiving so much offensive messages also, okay. Anybody can complain, okay. So, know whom you are messaging, okay. Only if your best friend or your good friends, then try to message something, okay. Don't send offensive message to anyone you wish to. If they complain, you will have to go to jail, okay. B. Punishment for dishonestly receiving stolen computer resource or communication device. Whoever dishonestly receives or retains any stolen computer resource or communication device, knowing or having reason to believe that the same has been stolen computer resource or communication device, shall be punished with imprisonment or either description of a term which may extend to 3 years, or with fine which may extend to rupees 1 lakh, or with both. So, what does that mean? So, our A bought a new hard drive, okay, it's 2 GB SSD hard disk, okay, hard drive. New hard disk, okay, he bought a new 2 TB SSD hard disk that cost almost 17,000 for example. He bought that, A bought that, and our C wanted that, okay. C was very interested in it, is like Samsung or anything, okay. C was very much interested in that hard disk. C wanted that hard disk. So, what did he do? C couldn't go and take the hard disk, okay. They were friends, so C couldn't go and take the hard disk. So, C told B, please steal it from him. Please steal it from him and give it to me, okay. Steal it from him and give it to me, okay. So, what did B do when A was not there? He stole the hard drive and gave it to C, okay. So, B will be punished. Section 43. He is taking something from the computer, any hard disk or any drive is given in section 43. He will be punished under section 43 and 65, okay. Punishment is gone, 3 years, and this person, he didn't commit any crime, he didn't do anything, but he received that thing, okay. He received that hard disk. He knows that it is stolen from A, okay, but he bought that, okay. He paid like 5,000 for example, 5,000, and he bought that from B. B sold it to him and C bought that. So, C will be punished under 66B. 66B, okay, understood. So, receiving a stolen property, you know that it is already stolen. So, if you are receiving that, that is also a crime, okay. So, don't try to steal anybody's hard disk and send to someone else, okay. You both will be punished for no reason. That term is almost 3 years, extend to 3 years, or with fine which may extend to rupees 1 lakh, or with both, okay. You cannot take a loan for giving to the court punishment, okay. You have to pay the money. No bank will give you the loan 2 lakhs and 3 lakhs for paying fine, okay. So, don't do all these kind of things. Punishment for identity theft. Whoever fraudulently or dishonestly makes use of the electronic signature or password of any unique identification feature of any other person shall be punished with imprisonment, okay. Identity theft means, for example, there is a digital signature. I created my own digital signature, and what did you do? You came to my computer, copied it, and tried to give my digital signatures, okay. So, he is impersonating me, right. So, somebody saying that if I am giving a digital signature, they think it is me only, right. So, somebody else is coming and doing that for his own personal gain. So, he is taking like he is becoming me, right. If you are giving that digital signature, it is like I am giving it. So, he is impersonating me. He is like taking my identity, that is known as identity theft. So, if you are doing identity theft, you will get, which may extend to 3 years, and shall also be liable to fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees, okay. punishment for cheating by personations or by use of computer resources. If you are trying to cheat someone using computer resources, he will also be punished. So, when whoever by means of any communication device or computer resource cheats by personation shall be punished with imprisonment for either description for a term which may extend to 3 years and shall also be liable to fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees. So, this section 66D, cheating, one of the important sections when it comes to cyber. Okay, you will have so many Facebook accounts. Okay, you will have so many. The main hobby of guys is to make Facebook accounts. Okay, make fake accounts. Fake accounts. Okay, A was there. A made a fake. You know, so many fake accounts. All the guys and girls, you guys will be doing so many fake accounts. They would have been faked. Okay, there's so many fake accounts on Facebook. Okay, this is the main hobby of these guys. Okay, they make so many fake accounts. There's so many there's so many Facebook accounts are there. So yeah, so A is our party. He made a fake account, and our poor little B is the guy. Okay, and he is took us a okay. A told A is a man already. A is a boy. Okay, A is a boy, but he gave the name of a girl. Facebook profile was a name of a girl. Okay, and he started texting B. Texting B. B is not knowing anything, like poor B. He thought it's a girl and girl is texting me. So B will be so happy, and they both will be testing. And what happens? A, he is cheating already, right? He is taking someone else's name and he is cheating. And A asked that recharge my cell phone, and poor B, he has somebody to talk to. He will recharge and give also. So A had recharge and give. Okay, A had buyed him parcels from Flipkart, whatever it is. Okay, B had given so many things to A. Okay, bought parcels to them, bought send gift to A. Okay, recharge his SIM card, all those things. These are all cheating. Okay, and after one day, A will stop the account and he will be nowhere to be seen. Poor B, right? He will be still searching for that person. So this is also cheating. So many fake accounts are there. All this comes under cheating. Okay, so punishment for cheating by a person by personation by using computer. So whenever by means of any communication device, your mobile, tablet, anything can be used. Okay, so or computer resource cheats by personation. He is taking the name of some other fake person, right? So cheats by personation shall be punished with imprisonment for either description of a term which may extend to 3 years and shall also be liable to fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so you want to do BSc in forensic science or create a fake account and stay in jail for 3 years. It's your choice. Okay, so don't do all those things. So punishment is there under IT Act. That is why I am explaining all these IT Act sections, because these crimes are very, like, everybody has access to mobile phones now. Your internet plans are very less costly now. Jio and all is there, so everybody has access to internet access. So that is why all these crimes I am telling you directly. Okay, I am telling you all this because it happens and you will be punished for all this. There is a law for that. You will be punished for all these small things that you do. There are big punishments. Okay, so know you what you are using. Mobile phone is device that can end you up in trouble. Okay, so there is cheating. So whenever you are reading cheating, you can read it with IPC sections. Okay, so you don't know what is cheating, right? So how will you know what is cheating? So I have given, whenever you are reading sections, read with IPC 415. 415 stands for cheating only. So we will check what is 415 in IPC. Just need to type IPC 415. Cheating. So I have told you so many times, I've told you so many times, IPC gives definitions for everything. It's a substantive law and all these things are procedural laws. Okay, substantive laws and procedural laws. IPC gives a definition about cheating. Whoever deceives any person fraudulently. You can read the definition here. I won't be going into IPC again. Okay, you are in the mood of IT Act, right? So I won't be going to the IPC again. So whenever you are reading all this, if you don't know the definition, most definitions will be in the IPC. Okay, so read it with IPC. Yes. Now where were we? Next section will be violation of privacy. Whoever intentionally or knowingly captures, publishes or transmits images of private area of any person without his or her consent under circumstances violating the privacy of that person shall be punished with imprisonment which may extend to 3 years or with fine which may extend to 2 lakh rupees or both. Okay, so transmit means electronically send visual image with the intent that it may be viewed by person to person. Capture means image with respect to an image, videotape, photograph, film, record by any means. Private area means the naked or undergarment clad genitals, public area, buttocks of female breast. Publishes means means reproduction in printed form, electronic form, available for public. Okay, if you are telling, if you have do some girlfriend or something, this is very common crimes in India. Okay, sending explicit messages, sending pornographic messages, or sending these kind of naked images to girls will be sending this kind of naked images and boys will be sending them to their friends and all. Okay, so this is very common. These crimes are very common. Cyber space is not at all safe. Okay, cyber space is not at all safe. So that is also a crime. If anybody is sending this, if it's gone in the internet, it's gone once. Once it is gone in the internet, it's gone. You won't be able to catch it back. Okay, it's like a train. If the train leaves the station, it's gone. You won't be able to catch it back to the station. Okay, so it won't wait for you. So all these things, if you are sending something like that, okay, and your friend is sharing something like that, he is punishable under without their permission. Okay, whoever intentionally or knowingly captures, publishes or transmits image of private area without his or her consent. Okay, without their consent. Okay, under circumstances violating the privacy of that person shall be punished with imprisonment which may extend to 3 years or with fine not exceeding 2 lakh rupees. So he will get fine also, okay, or he will get imprisonment also, but in no case, once the picture is gone, it's gone into the internet. Okay, it's gone, but punishments will be given, but no use. So the best thing is prevention is better than cure, right? So best thing is prevent all this. Okay, then we are done with that. Okay, there are some other definitions also, you can read that. Under circumstances violating privacy means circumstances in which person can have a reasonable expectation that he or she could disrobe in privacy without being concerned that image of his private area will be captured or any part of his or her private area would not be visible to public regardless of whether that person is in public or private place. So under circumstances violating private policy. Okay, under circumstances violating private policy means, see, this woman's dressing room, okay, woman's dressing room, okay, hotel rooms are there, woman's dressing rooms are there, then what else, public toilets. So if you're keeping a camera inside a woman, the area can be regardless of whether that person is in a public or private place. Okay, if it is in a house, bathroom, or okay, yeah, where were we? This connection gets out. Connection, there's a trouble with the connection always. Sorry for that. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, if it is a public bathroom or a private bathroom, it doesn't matter. Okay, many actresses, they have their dressing rooms, right? Some people will keep camera there also. So all those things, people who are capturing those private images, they don't know, right? They think that it is safe to undress there. They will think that it's safe. And public washrooms, people go to public washrooms, right? So there's a need for every human. You go to bathroom. So if you keep a camera there, that is violating their privacy. They don't know that the camera is there. Okay, that is like violating under circumstances of violating privacy. Okay, so they are unknowingly going, but you are capturing unknowingly. So that is violating their privacy. Okay, it may be a public area or private area, wherever it is, but you can be punished for how much years you will lose if you do things like that? 3 years and fine not exceeding to 2 lakh rupees. Okay, you will be gone to jail for 3 years, or fine, the one who is taking this picture violating their privacy, they will be gone to jail for 3 years and 2 lakh rupees. Okay, it's not easy to get 2 lakh rupees. Cyber terrorism, this is another section, you can read this section. So cyber terrorism means with the intent to threaten unity, integrity and sovereignty of India, to strike terror in people or any sections by people, okay, denying or cause the denial of access to any person authorized to access computer resource, attempting to penetrate or access computer resource without authorization, introduction or causation to introduce any computer content. For example, terrorism, I won't need to explain terrorism, right? They are using the cyberspace. Is very easy now, using the cyberspace. Okay, cyberspace can be through your Facebook, Twitter, anywhere. Okay, your Telegram, anywhere they are using any of this medium to spread terror news. Okay, to start a terror campaign or to disrupt the internal peace of our country. That is all terror acts. Okay, so if you want to know about terrorism, you can search in IPC what is the definitions and all. Okay, so they are using all these things. Okay, so that is the act of terrorism. In those conditions, what will they be punished? Punishment, there is punishment here with imprisonment which may extend to imprisonment for life. You can even get life imprisonment, okay, if you are doing things like that. Fine. You know about terrorism, so I won't need to explain every sentence, right? You know about terrorism. So you understood the laws, right? Punishments. It starts from, you have to read the sections, okay? It's very easy, but read these sections. Don't confuse them. If you are reading it now, at the time of exams, you won't confuse them. You won't know which, you will write sometimes 65 instead of 66. So don't confuse them, okay? So tampering with computer source evidence, that is 65. Then from 66 we have seen computer related offences. So that is 66A, B, C, D, E and F. To make it easy for you, I have mentioned in the presentations also where you have to read, or the subsections in IPC also I have mentioned here, 66D and 4. We didn't check 66D, right? What is 66D? And I forgot. Yes. Yeah. Cheating by computer resources, or by means of any communication devices. Same thing, which is given in the evidence is IT Act. Same thing is given in IPC also. But now, because we have so many cyberspace, because of this only, it was not clear what all were the cheating types and all. So because of that only, we enacted IT Act in 2000. Okay, a separate act for all the cyber crimes. So now you use the IT Act for punishments. IPC didn't have anything mentioned to cyber related things. Okay, only some mentionings were there, cheating using computer resources. But it was very old time, like IPC was enacted very old, 1861. So now, because of this, cyber crimes are more. We have separate act for cyber crimes, that is our Information Technology Act of 2000. In 2000 only it got enacted. Yes. So we are done with all this. We have 2 more sections to discuss. We will discuss in evening section. Okay. After that, we will be finished. You just need 2 more sections to discuss. So make sure you attend the evening sections also. Okay. We will see section. These are all interesting sections. Okay. ITS is very interesting section because you will be using all these things, but you won't know the punishment behind all these. So be there for ITS sections. Okay. Please be there for the evening sections also. We will discuss the other part. There is 67A to C that we will discuss. 75 also we will discuss. Okay. So fine. we'll end it here. So thank you.